Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. A few of you took interest in the Hubbub method where we merge this type of a shifter with Shimano classic ratio rear derailleurs to get the wide range gearing, but I would say also you can get higher leverage on your brakes with a lever like this. It has the highest brake leverage ratio, or the strongest brake leverage ratio of any drifter I've measured. And I think the ergonomics, along with the braking leverage, means that there's still a place for the lever like this, and there's still sort of a gap in the market that this thing fills. And with Growtac making their new friction shifter, the equal friction drifter, it again draws my attention back to this. And since this is something few of you are interested in, I thought I'd make a video all about the Hubbub method, where it comes from, how to do it. So here you go. Hey everybody, there's a little bit of daylight left, so I thought I'd try to show this to you. This is a quick rundown on the Hubbub method. As you can see here, this cable is routed in a weird way. Normally, the cable is routed like this with the claw. There's like a bit of a claw that wraps to the backside, and when you connect it that way with a Campy shifter, and by the way, Hubbub is really the name of the shop that the mechanic works at, who came up with this method, the Hubbub method. But more broadly, it's the Shimergo solution, I suppose, which it's been sort of called over the years. But Shimano and Campagnolo Ergo Power. So when you do that, when you do the Shimergo combination, Campy or Shimano here, Campy up front, you got a 10-speed, or in this case we have a 9-speed with an 8-speed cassette in the back. You try to shift it, and the Campy shifter pulls so much cable it just overshifts at some point. It skips over a gear. So what Brian Jenks at the Hubbub found out around the year 2000, when there was no awesome drifters and there wasn't this compatibility between what drifters were available and wide range cassettes, he took this washer and he just sort of tried to fiddle with the pull ratio by putting the cable to the outside, or putting that claw to the inside, I should say, and then hooked it back up. Oop. Let me tighten this cable up just a hair. So now we get really nice clean shifts. Yeah, it's pretty much done. So the Hubbub method is exactly that. It's reorienting the washer a quarter turn so that the claw is on the inside here, and you wrap the cable around it. And it's the opposite for rapid rise, but essentially that corrects for the difference in cable pull of the Shimano and Campy shifters. And so how I like to think of it is when you're using a Campagnolo shifter from about 2001 to 2014, the way the leverage works is you take the shifter number, like say 9 in this case, and you minus 1 to get your cassette. So there's an 8-speed cassette here, and if you used a 10-speed cassette like Brian was doing when he discovered this method, you minus 1, you use a 9-speed cassette. So 10-speed shifter, 9-speed cassette. And I also found that it works not only with 9 to 8, 10 to 9, but it also works with an 11-speed shifter to a 10-speed cassette. So with the Hubbub method, it's kind of a rule of -1. So if you were to connect this directly, it actually still works, but it's the rule of -2. So if I would actually take this 10-speed shifter, pop it on here instead of this 9 using the rule of -2, I can take that 10-speed shifter and shift the 8-speed cassette. So the cool thing is both these shifters, the 9 back there and the 10 right here, will shift this 8-speed cassette. And so using this knowledge, you can kind of cobble together some interesting drivetrains, or make what you got work. There's a lot of 7, 8, 9, 10-speed cassettes just floating in the world, and you don't have to go buy new shifters to make them work, especially if they don't have this feature, the thumb dump, which is really cool because you can cross the whole cassette in one sweep. And if you use rapid rise, you can cross the other direction and drop into your low gear the other direction. And that's really nice for when you're entering a steep climb right away. So the thumb dump, there's the ergonomics, there's the styling of it, which I think blends a lot better with older steel frames. And then the front derailleur functionality is pretty convenient too, because it's a micro ratchet. There's a lot of shifts, a lot of clicks in that shifter. It operates a lot like kind of a friction shifter. So you can make a mountain triple front derailleur work no problem. Whereas if you used a Shimano triple road shifter with a mountain front derailleur, it just wouldn't work without a lot of surgery to the derailleur or something. So it actually pairs better, I think, with older Shimano than Shimano does in a lot of ways, and offers the benefits of ergonomics, rapid shifting, and also just the aesthetics. So that's a little bit on why the Hubbub method is good. It's also been a method that's been used a lot by cyclocross riders prior to the release of maybe SRAM's double tap, and prior to the release of Shimano's under the internally routed brake cables when these came out. I still think these offer something special that all the new modern stuff, even the electronic hydraulic stuff, doesn't quite offer. And I think it's a special thing when you can find these shifters and just pair them to these really common drivetrains. They're all over the place, and there's a lot of people converting 26-inch mountain bikes to gravel bikes, or vintage road bikes, updating their shifters, and can be a really special bike when you've got these. So that's the Hubbub method in a nutshell.